now is an industry leader, Mr. Hiranand Savlani, who is the ED and CFO at Astral. Mr. Savlani, thank you very much for joining us on Deep Dive today. You know, the Q2 numbers gave us some kind of indication and some kind of pressures which are there in the industry today. To begin with, sir, you know, we thought because of the kind of growth which we are seeing in infra, which because of the growth we are seeing in real estate, there will be a lot of demand which will be generated for pipes and PVC. But there is a demand weakness which is coming through from the numbers that we can see. What is the reason for that?
See, if you see that industry level, some slowness was there in Q2, but the good sign was that the organized play, number one, two, three players are growing very well. If you see our growth also, we have grown 20% in volume, which is a huge volume growth. So it is a clear signal that the industry shift has started from unorganized to organized side. And that is a very good sign for any industry because over a period of time when the industry will grow, the consolidation is necessary. And that is what exactly happening. So I think we are very happy the kind of number which we have delivered in the Q2. And not only the growth of 20% in volume, but at the same time, if you see our margins are also fantastic. So that is a very, very good sign for our company. And we have given the guidance at the beginning of the year 10% plus volume, so double digit volume growth, which guidance we have given. And we are stand by with that. If you see the first half, we already delivered double digit, and we are quite confident in the second half also, we will be able to deliver the double digit growth minimum.
Sir, how are you seeing demand within the country? Because you've been very aggressive with respect to your expansion as well, you know, and the kind of product mix that you're pushing through. How is the industry coping up with this demand weakness which is there?
See, normally, whenever there is a slowdown, the smaller players are going to suffer. And particularly when the polymer cycle is in the falling side, it is continuously falling. So, because of that, the smaller players will not be in a position to manage that loss. Companies like us who are having the good cash flow, they can easily manage because 20, 30 crore rupees loss here and there on inventory is not going to affect us. And secondly, because of the brand power, we can pass on something to the market also. So because of that, it is a good time for us, particularly when the polymer prices are falling. But a smaller player, it is going to suffer like big way. So that is what happening that the smaller players are not in a position to manage the situation at this stage. Secondly, if you see the organized players are decentralizing their manufacturing facility, like Astral has put up 4 new plants in last 2, 3 years. So because of that, now we are indirectly we are a regional player. So normally unorganized players were fighting us because they were taking the highest advantage of logistics. So that advantage now is going away from the unorganized side because we are also now the regional player. So that is giving us a good market share in the market. And that is what we are targeting that wherever our presence are low, we are targeting that market and trying to gain the market share. Being a brand, being a quality player, we are in a position to get the market share very fast. And that is what exactly our team is doing. And we are confident that we will be growing much, much faster than what is the industry is growing.
Sir, you said that you know it's a very tough industry now or tough period for the industry, and there's a shift of market share from unorganized to organized. You know, but where is the demand? Going off. I mean, we thought that demand would be very strong for this segment because multiple use of pipes and PVC is coming in, not just for irrigation but for from construction to other infra projects which is there. But somehow the demand has got scuttled or has got slowed down, and this is a coupled with some of the structural pricing issues with respect to raw material, which you said also, which has come in. So where is why do you think the demand has come down?
So see, construction sites and the renovation side, still demand is okay. I don't say it is a weak, but yeah, it is not picking up fast. That is also true. But otherwise, demand is still good, I can say. But the problem started with the government spending because government is spending a lot money on the piping side, infrastructure side. That demand has gone away from last almost 4 quarters. So that is creating the more problem at the industry level. Astral being a company which is having a very less dependency on the government side of the project. So we don't see we will be affected heavily because of slowdown in the government spending. But at the same time, government spending cannot be a permanent slow. Maybe 1 quarter or 2 quarter because elections were there. We all know that government is to spend the money on freebies and all. So that part is, I think, now over. So slowly and gradually, government focus will come back to the infrastructure side, and that spending will take place. At that time, the industry will start picking up fast. But at this stage, I think it will be a waiting for 1 or 2 more quarters to pick up fast the government spending. But otherwise, on the private side or the construction side, I don't see any big problem in the industry. And that is the reason you see a quality player or maybe organized players are still in a better shape in today's environment also.
What about intense competition? Because there are multiple players there, and as you said, the government have dried up or slowed down, and that is also, and many of the companies have created so much of capacities over a period of time in anticipation of high demand coming in from infra projects and all. How's competition, managing this kind of, this kind of flux which is there?
See, competition is always there. It is not today. It is last 20 years we are working within the competition because so many players are there in the organized side also and unorganized also. So competition is always going to be there. And every quarter some players are getting aggressive and some players are not getting aggressive. But we personally feel that when you are running a brand, then there is no point to unnecessarily go into the competition war and reduce the prices frequently. So our company is very clearly that whenever there is a scope for the growth, you can drop little bit price and try to fetch the extra volume. That is okay. But when there is a slowness in the market, unnecessary just by dropping the price, you expect that you are going to gain the market share. It is not going to happen. It can happen 1 month or 2 months temporary, but it is not going to be a permanent market share gain. So people are on the ground, dealer distributors are also opportunistic. So I don't think that's the right strategy that we can reduce the price and just gain the market share. But yeah, wherever it is needed or wherever the market in which we are taking the new entry and there we have to take head on with the few competitors, yes, we are always doing that part. But otherwise, in a generally, if you see the Astral philosophy is not the price war. By way of price war, we gain the market share. So we always try to see that our regular margin should be maintained. And that is what exactly we have done in the Q2. You see, in spite of getting the good market share, 20% volume growth, we have not dropped our price. We have still maintained our margin. Compared to the industry, other player, if you see, none of the other players have maintained the margin. So we always believe that right price war is okay in the industry, but unnecessary price war is also not warranted at this point of time because we are a brand. We should not sell our product only at the price point.
Sir, as an industry leader, you've been able to hold on to the margins and also to the pricing, but at the same time used geographical expansion to get that leverage as well. Uh, if you look at the industry, there is a steep price correction which has happened in second quarter, and followed by another price correction which has happened in the third quarter as well. Do you see these prices have bottomed out for this pipe industry, or this competition will still continue till the time you see fresh demand coming in?
So I think prices are almost on the verge of bottom out. Maybe 1 or 2 rupees reduction can further happen from here on. But beyond the point, it doesn't look because the raw material manufacturer, that is the PVC manufacturer, resin manufacturer, they all are bleeding. And that is the reason they are continuously approaching and requesting the government that you implement anti-dumping duty. But unfortunately, still it is not taking place. So sooner or later, it may happen in the way of anti-dumping duty, or it may happen in the form of MIP, minimum import price. Something government has to support. Otherwise, the future of these industry is going to be a very dark because they are bleeding right now. And how long they will bleed? Then one stage will come, they may cut the production. So I think sooner or later, our government genuinely understand these kind of things. So definitely they are going to support because otherwise the Chinese dumping will be there. But today the price is what is prevailing in the market, even not affordable to the Chinese players also. So from here on, we don't see there is a further drop going to happen. 1 or 2 rupees may happen. That is discounted in the price today because there is a gap between the local and the import. But now from here on, we don't see. Secondly, you also at the same time, I want to highlight that our rupee is depreciating continuously. Now, if rupee is going to depreciate, already depreciated and further depreciate, then Import is going to be costly. So in that case, drop of the price is not possible from this level. So we think now it is almost on the verge of bottoming out, and sooner or later, maybe 1 rupee, 2 rupee may be there. But other than that, we don't see any further deep correction in the raw material price.
The industry has also faced a regulatory setback here with respect to the BIS norms being withdrawn, and then you have the anti-dumping duty, which has not come through, or the reimposing of the anti-dumping duty. It has not been renewed, if I can put it that way. Do you think that getting these norms back will also help the industry in reviving?
So I think industry is approaching to the government. Whatever I have a limited knowledge, they are already approaching the government that you have to support the industry, whether by way of anti-dumping duty or MIP, whatever form, whereby they can save their industry. But as far as BIS is concerned, I think that is a surprising news to us also, because industry has worked for so many years. Government has also spent a lot of time on the BIS. That decision they have postponed or maybe cancel, I don't know. uh, that is a very shocking to the industry, which we are still not able to understand what was the reason for doing that thing. But end of the day, I am sure government has taken the decision. They must have taken the decision in the interest of country or maybe in the interest of industry.
To expand in this market, come out with product innovation, new product mix which is there, which has helped you as well. How do you see the industry coping up, because everyone is putting up capacities and there's a lot of capacity there, and this demand slowdown which has come in. um, can you give us an indication of what is the kind of additional capacities which are getting created within the domestic market?
See, our company's mantra is where innovation flows. So if you see the historically, Astral is the company which has given multi-product to the country first time. Start from the CPVC, then CPVC, aluminum CPVC, then Drain Pro, then Silencio, lead-free PVC pipe for plumbing, lead-free column pipe, foam core, fire sprinkler pipe. I can give you so many names which Astral has put up first time in the country. Other players are normally they are the follower. Very few companies are there in the country which are genuinely doing the innovation and bringing something new to the market. So I don't want to comment about the other company. I can say about my company only that we are continuously believing in innovation, and we keep continuously adding the new products which are innovative products, which are value added products, which is giving us a good margins also. And it is need of the hour for the country. Country need these kind of products because these kind of products are already available in the developed part of the globe. And now India's affordability is also there. So India can also afford these kind of products. So we will continuously invest our money into the new product, value-added product, and that is giving us a good growth. Not only growth, but also the margin. You see, in this difficult times, also Astral is the only company in the country which is able to maintain its margin. This is one of the reasons that we have invested a lot money into this value-added product, and that giving us the good return. Other companies are definitely adding the capacity, but most of the capacity addition which you will see, that is all on the traditional kind of product which are already available. Hardly any company is putting money into the innovation side. The kind of budget we are allocating to these kind of things, hardly any company is allocating that budget. So that will always be going to be a differentiation between Astral and the other company. And that is giving us the strength, and we are continuously adding the new products and getting the benefits out of that. Now coming to the recent announcement of Astral, which we have done, that we are going into the backward integration of CPVC resin. In India, no pipe manufacturer has ever done this kind of thing. So Astral has taken a lead into that again, and we are going to manufacture CPVC resin in India itself.
Are you seeing a trend that will evolve eventually where there is going to be consolidation in the industry, given the fact that you have now, the organized players are getting a much better and higher market share, and also the fact that the macro or the economic conditions are now forcing smaller players either reduce or shut production, and thereby there could be a consolidation coming in?
Yeah, that is why you see the Astral had taken the steps at the right time. You rightly pointed out that the industry is at the stage of consolidation. And when you are at the stage of consolidation, if you have a pricing power, you will be the person who will get the highest market share. And that is why Astral took a decision that we should go into the backward integration. So we have a very big power of margin. So even if we pass on something to the market, we can gain a very good market share. So I think the timing of the plant is perfectly very well, I can say, planned out. And keep finger crossed. Once the plant will be ready, you will definitely see a lot of benefit in the coming time.
Interesting. One of the issues which which many of the street is talking about is also the fact that while demand is slow, dealers are reluctant to restock because of the kind of demand scenario which is there. Are you also seeing that as well, where restocking is not happening? Dealers are trying to push out the old stock, but because of prices falling, they're not willing to do a restocking, and many of them are sitting on inventory losses as well.
See, that is the normal trend of the industry. Whenever pricing is falling, tomorrow you know that you want the TV at your home, and after 1 month it is going to reduce by 5,000. You will also delay your purchase. So that is a natural phenomena in the industry. It is nothing new. But when the prices are going to be bottom out, which is known to everyone, dealer and distributor, like I am communicating to my dealer and distributor that now we are at the end of the journey, maybe 1 or 2 rupees here and there. Then once the right pricing will come, dealer and distributor has to keep the stock, because now our seasonal month have already started. Now, if in a seasonal month, dealer and distributor will not hold the inventory, when they will buy the inventory. And the best part is that this pricing what today is there in the market with a 10-year low almost. So now if that kind of rupee had depreciated substantially in last 8, 10 years. So in that case, dealer distributor know very well, they are very, very smart people to understand what is the bottom. Rather than we have to educate them. So they will come back. There is no point that they will not come back. When the prices are at the bottom level, they will come back and they will do the restocking.
Interesting, sir. In between, you also told us about the kind of margin issues which is there. You've been able to hold on to the margin, but the industry has seen a margin compression. Uh, where do you see product prices? As you said that you're factoring in not more than 1 to 2 rupees fall from here on, but is there a revival of pricing that you expect soon going into next financial year? And how do you see margins for the industry and for yourself moving?
See, whenever there is a falling count, the margin will always be under the pressure for the industry. It is very company specific again. If some companies are maintaining discipline and they are not getting so aggressive in the dropping the price, they may not be affected much. Maybe little inventory loss will be there, but ultimately it is not going to affect too much to the company. Secondly, it depends how much value added product mix you are changing, because in this kind of difficult time, I think we have to change the mix also. So that is what every company is doing. They are always trying to bring the value added product ratio more into their organization, so that way they can save their margin. So every company to company, I think the strategy may be different. We have done recently decentralization because we have opened up the new plant. So because of that, we are getting a huge advantage of logistic, because otherwise we have to support from the distant plant. So we were incurring a huge logistic cost, particularly a category like PVC and all. The logistic cost was in the range of 5 to 10% kind of range. So if that kind of logistic cost you are incurring to support the market, you are not going to make money. So now with this opening of new plant, that is the big advantage to Astral, that we are saving a lot money into the logistic cost. So we are passing on to the market by maintaining our margin, but by whatever the benefit we have incurred, we are passing on today right now to the market. And we are trying to see that we should be closer to our regular kind of margin. And that is how we are trying to protect the margin. But otherwise, for the industry, every company can't do, because every company doesn't have a decentralized plant also. So it is difficult for them to do that kind of thing. And every company doesn't have a value added products also. So it depends on individual company to company how individual companies are behaving. But at Astral, we are always trying to see that somewhere we have to sacrifice, but somewhere we have to gain also, so that we can balance out the things and we can maintain our margin.
Mr. Savlani, my final question to you. Being an industry leader, do you see that this is the apt moment for consolidation of the large players, the entire market share from the unorganized players? And is this consolidation of market share by the top 3 or 5 companies sustainable over a period of time?
It looks like, but end of the day, it is very, very difficult to predict the polymer cycle. Now, hypothetically, if the polymer goes up by another 20-30% from here on, which has happened in the past also, in a shorter period. Whatever region is always find out at a later stage, but things happen first on the ground. So if that is the case, then it will take more time. But otherwise, if this downward polymer cycle if continue for another 12 to 18 months, then a high probability that the consolidation will take place, because it is very difficult for a smaller player to sustain. Because ultimately, smaller players are sustaining because of the logistic advantage that is going away slowly and gradually, because every big company, one, two, three players are decentralizing. So they are going near to the market. So they are taking the logistic advantage. So that benefit of unorganized has gone away already. Secondly, the quality, because they are mixing the fillers and all these things, and filler is cheaper. Now, when your polymer is getting so cheaper, then the gap between the filler price and the polymer price has come down substantially. So in that case, sustaining in the market is going to be a big pain for the smaller player. So I personally feel if the polymer prices are going to remain stable at this level for next 12 to 18 months, there are high probability that the sizable consolidation you will see in the coming time.
Mr. Savlani, it was a pleasure talking to you today and get your perspective on the entire pipes and PVC industry. The industry is going through a tough time with respect to regulatory setbacks and the pricing pressure which is there. But as Mr. Savlani said, the magic is to have product mix and innovation so that you can have the market share as well as margin intact. Thank you very much for joining us today on a deep dive.